Good morning, everyone. Steve here. Doing a beautiful start to a Monday morning. It is June 27th, 2016. It is my anniversary. It's our 29th anniversary today. So, let's see what's going on. Very interesting week last week. I went out on a jog walk on Monday, as I'm doing now, and felt good. And then Wednesday, I repeated and felt good until about 2 hours later. And I started to feel nauseous. But in between running, getting a shower, getting ready to go to work, I thought I would rub down a muscle on my leg, and I noticed a big red spot. Just not quite a circle, but essentially a big red circle. I thought, wow, I guess I was overdoing it with my massaging last night. Maybe I caused a bruise, but that seemed kind of odd. So I got into work, and one of the ladies there said, I had to get that checked out. So I went over to the doctor's office, and they said, well, could be Lyme disease, but, hard to know. So sent me for a blood test, and I should get those results this morning. Though they said if it's really early, it may not show on the blood test. But in the meantime, we'll put you on the antibiotic, just in case. So, the next 3 days were kind of miserable. I started that nauseous feeling, and I thought it was because I overdid it in my run-walk. Maybe I felt too good and pushed too hard than my body allows for. So, I went on the day just feeling kind of cruddy. And then Thursday, it didn't really dissipate. And that was the odd thing. Usually, that nausea will dissipate after an hour or so, maybe 2. But it didn't really. And Thursday, I didn't feel great. Friday, I didn't feel great. And then Friday afternoon, I only work half days on Fridays. I got home and I felt so miserable. I didn't know what to think. And it was really disconcerting. I was worried, is this my heart? Is it something else going on? Is it Lyme disease? Is it, what is it? And Saturday morning, I had some guys coming over to split wood for me. And so I just laid low the rest of Friday, but really did not feel great. And when I told Margie that I was feeling nauseous, she says, now, is this like you were feeling the night you went to the hospital? That kind of sick? And I said, no, not that severe. So it was hard to decide what to do. So I took the just kind of rest route. And Saturday I felt so much better. So that was the third day of antibiotics, and it could be that if there was a correlation there, then the antibiotics had kicked in and were taking effect. So that was good, I think. We'll see what the results come back with today. But I'm looking to enjoy my anniversary with my bride, and we are heading to a place called the Melting Pot for dinner. It's in Bethlehem, and it's a higher end place for us that has fondue pots and all kinds of special stuff. So we're looking forward to the experience. I know plenty of people who've been there, but they usually just go for the fondue part because that's expensive in itself. But there's Bethlehem is having a summer restaurant special. So this is one of the restaurants that is doing something a little special. I forget to set my timer, to help me to run then walk. So I'll do that in a couple minutes. Anyhow, so that's our plans for this evening. Wayne's girlfriend Rebecca is here for the, she came over yesterday. I think I'll be heading back home. Unless she's staying another day, I don't know. All the morning commuters here. I think I need to make sure I don't jog as fast as feels comfortable, but to pull back a little bit. So I've got the 6 a.m. commuters here. It's a little past 6 right now. Anna is in Europe. Today she leaves Paris for Lucerne, Switzerland. Let's take care of this timer thing. By the way, I'm not using Spreaker for my recording because Spreaker pulled a fast one on us all, who are the freebie recorders. And said you can record the maximum 15 minutes. Let's see, what did I say I was doing? Ah, shoot. Oh, that's right. Timer. There we go. It's nice you can kind of skip along. To an interval, a part in the intervals that you feel like you're catching up with. So that's what I just did. So let's see, Anna got to see all over Paris. They saw the Champs-Élysées and the Palace at Versailles and the Eiffel Tower, and yesterday they went to the Louvre. And saw the Mona Lisa in person, which is pretty good. So she is heading off for Lucerne, and then they will see the, I forget, the Schauenstein Castle, the Sleeping Beauty Castle that was modeled after. And then I think they are in Lucerne and Zurich. So they're in the French portion of Switzerland as well as the German. And then from there they go to Munich. And then she'll be back on July 3rd, I think. Now, they're gone for 11 days. So I forget what the return date is. She left on the 23rd. Tried to see if I could change the sound of the alarms that tell you when to stop and go or change interval. Maybe it's in the premium edition, but I couldn't figure it out. Last Wednesday when I was out on my run, I was thinking, there's a 5K coming up on July 16th that I've entered twice before, and maybe I'll enter if Margie would allow me to spend $20. Seems like a cheap entry fee. And then after Wednesday, not feeling so good, I thought, that's a bad idea. So that's why I'm hoping everything I was feeling on Wednesday was related to Lyme disease, if that's indeed what I had. So I haven't brought it up yet. Maybe over dinner tonight. Listening to a little bit of Kevin Gwynn last night from a couple weeks ago. Talking about adjustments on the run-walk intervals that he was trying, or somebody else was trying.
1 mile completed. Time 14 minutes 49 seconds. Average pace 14:49 per mile.
So I'm out here catching up to Broad Street. It's quite good noisy again. My apologies. Oh, let's see. Temperatures have been here pretty nice, though we really could use some rain. There was a good threat of rain last Thursday, but once the day got here, it was hit and miss, and we got missed. So our garden is pretty dry. So I've been out there watering the last couple days. When I get back here this morning, I should go back out and do some more watering. We do not have an outdoor spigot for our water faucet. We don't have a water faucet outdoors. So we run a hose from the basement up through some old basement steps. We bought a hose a year ago and a month, so it was May 2015, and that hose burst the other day. We didn't even have it on all that much. No, it's not. Probably during the summer we did. We had it turned on, and so it had constant pressure. That was last year. And we hardly had it turned on at all this year, and there it burst. So I'm going to clip off the ends. I've been saving the receipts and the guarantee instructions because we go through hoses too quickly. Well, we'll see if we can be a little kinder to them this year. I've been running for this timer, so 10 sets of run 2.5, jog rather, walk for 2. And I'm going to stay at that for now, just to make sure I'm not overdoing it. But today I'm just going to go until I'm done. I'm not going to try to force myself to do all of those intervals. This is my anniversary, by the way. Glad I ran behind that car. That lady would have never seen me. She was looking left only. Since there are a couple of curves here on Broad Street, even the traffic that goes by is quieter. Station Road is about a half mile straight road, and people like to pick up the pace. I feel like I'm barely lifting my feet. Well, like I said, it is the 6 a.m. commuters. There are plenty of them. Passing by Ambler Street. There's a young lady, as I will refer to her, 28 years old, who goes to my church, who I get to talk to in between the services, trying to see if I can get her connected more to a group of women, or a small group. So she's very nice, single, 28 years old, science teacher. Up in one of the Allentown high schools. I think the school is called Deer Off. Like, hey, deer off my, let's see, what are they looking at? Yeah, off my plants. or buy this product, it will keep the deer off. Anyway, so she's talked about running, and she thought about going for a run yesterday. I was thinking of shady spots, but nothing too secluded. And then she thought, well, or maybe I just won't. It was going to be pretty warm. So I was telling her about some of the trails I run, but cautioned her against going on them alone as a girl. I tried to make some suggestions here and there. So I think she has other family in the area, because she talks about kind of meeting up with her sister on runs where she will go over to a park and they will kind of pass each other by. Gives them a way to kind of keep an eye on each other for safety's sake, and then see each other. I think they sorry about the noise. It was really bad. I'm not taking side streets yet. I should pause. No, but actually I'm kind of protesting Spreaker. So I'm just recording this on my phone. Spreaker has now limited free recording to 15 minutes and only 5 hours of recording available on Spreaker. So, I was reluctant at first to figure out how to put this podcast up on iTunes. Now I'm glad I did, because there I've got more than 5 hours. And these things will stay there they won't drop off. So I still appreciate Spreaker being the platform by which to get things up online. But hey, maybe there are other options you guys might know about that you can pass along. So I know probably some of you just simply upload it to your blog. Like Ultras BC, Run Norman, and your blog. So I don't know, what are the rest of you guys doing? If anything different. Maybe there's another recording platform like Spreaker, or Spreaker like, or anyway, the like, that you can share. So I'm assuming it will take a larger podcast than 15 minutes. You just can't record for more than 15 minutes. I guess we'll soon find out. The Spreaker app this morning was still showing that you could record for 30 minutes, but there may be an update coming over that will change that. Alright, now I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to cross over. I'm trying to keep this run not too long. Uh-oh. Okay, took an extra long walk. I must have missed the sound. Oh no, that was right. I was thinking I had missed the sound for the run portion. That is the run portion. Like I said, I would love to tweak those sounds so they make more sense to me. So it's going to be another sunny day here in PA. Some of these weather patterns get to chance of showers, and since they're so hit and miss, you just can't rely on them. 5K, turning off the very busy Broad Street.
2 miles.
2 miles completed. Time
Heading down
28
Fifth.
minutes, 3 seconds. Average pace 13:59 per mile.
Morning. Past the Synergis and Sellersville auction buildings. So I ran into a fellow who is running the 5K on the 16th. He had been asking about it before, seeing that I had run it. And I think on Saturday he posted he ran his first
In 1 minute
5K
you've
since
been
high
running
school.
for half an hour.
Now, honestly, I don't think he's quite 10 years out of high school. But he ran a 20-minute flat. So that is, of course, a sub-7 pace. So I think he's pretty pleased with his results. I think he got second overall. And he seems like a competitive type. He loves to play frisbee golf. Oops, disc golf. Beating myself there. Yeah, us old-timers played frisbee golf, where the wind can have a bigger factor on your throw than I think the discs. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little hard. Yeah, they're weighted
You've been running for half an hour.
differently. All right, it says I've been out here a half an hour. I have the volume turned down quite a bit. So I'm not hearing those cues quite so much. I'm trying to figure out how to get them louder. Maybe I turned it down too much. No, the volume's all the way up. Oh, speaking of cues. So, sure do appreciate the quietness of 5th Street over Broad Street. Saturday had 7 men come over and do some wood splitting. So posted some pictures online. Really appreciative. It's hard to stand on the sidelines and let other, well, and by necessity, let others do the hard work. And trying to keep myself from stupid and overdoing it. So I think I was successful on Saturday. Margie is a fierce advocate of sending thank you notes. I think I've got 3 written and 4 to go. One of the fellas, his name is Bruce, and his house is just a quarter mile from here. Just a generous soul. He enjoys giving. He can give labor. And so he does. So he likes outdoor things. Cutting up wood. Trimming, with the weed trimmer. So he's been somebody who faithfully turns up at the local cemetery that was doing poorly financially. Funds were mishandled and they couldn't afford to hire lawn keeping service or to pay somebody to come and do that. And so for the last 3 years, the local churches have pitched in a little bit financially and a lot of it with weed trimmers and the like to trim around the gravestones and make the cemetery look nice. Good morning. And so Bruce has been kind of a stalwart. There's another guy too, I think, who has been pretty regular. But that's just the nature of Bruce. He is a giver. So it was he who reached out to Margie when I was in the hospital saying, hey, I know you had a problem with flooding in your basement, and I just want you to know I'm here if you need any help with anything. So he was the first to reach out. And that was a couple of years ago. We have that piece all settled though. But just reassuring and knowing that there was somebody watching after my family. So anyway, as I'm writing these thank you cards, I'm being sure to say thank you for blessing my family and me, not just me. It is certainly because they are doing things I cannot. And the wood, of course, for burning is a blessing to my family anytime it's cold in the winter and we need to take a chill off or just try to keep warm. So last week something else happened. A call came from my father-in-law and he wanted to talk to Wayne. It's kind of it's that generation, I guess. Or they were thinking of me and didn't want to bother me. Maybe that's the better take on it. My mother-in-law had fallen and couldn't get up. And she was sitting on the floor. Now she had hip replacement surgery. February or March. I think it was February. So in all this time she's still struggling, but the real struggle is her knees. So she had hip replacement surgery so she could be in a better position for when they do the knees. But she's having a hard time. Her knees will give out. And so we come over and she's sitting on the floor needing help to get up. So my son and I went over, and my father-in-law, who's now 83, just sitting looking helpless. That's hard to see. Very hard to see. I'm glad Margie wasn't there to see it. So we helped her up. Got her on her own 2 feet with her cane, and she was okay. The problem was, so she was on the floor and couldn't get up. We got her onto the couch, which was not easy work. And the couch sinks too low. It just isn't high enough, so she couldn't get up out of that. So thankfully all of the other chairs she normally uses are higher. I think she accidentally missed, like she was going to sit down in a chair and kind of wasn't squarely in front of it, and so fell off to the side, and that's how things all started. They really could use to be in a community with additional care. But they're probably thinking, we just can't afford it. You talk $90,000 a year or so, maybe more. They could sell their house for well over $200 probably with the property. That's not going to give them very much time. I'm thankful we're nearby. I mean, we're really close by, only a mile and a half, but even then, it's almost like you need live-in help. I thought about maybe sending Anna to live with them. I've thought about it, not out loud, other than here.
Three miles.
Three miles completed. Time 40 minutes 52 seconds. Average pace 13:36 per mile.
Back on Station Road where the cars are fewer but not absent. Cross over to the Q-Mart parking lot. We're just about home. I think I'll walk the remainder here. So I wanted to get out early, make sure I could take my time, not overdo it, and then get back in the morning. I heard Rebecca up already. This is the first time that she's stayed with us. She's usually stayed with my in-laws. Of course, when Wayne and Rebecca were first dating, her parents were just conservative approach of saying, you can visit Wayne, but not stay in the same house. We just don't think that's the best idea. So we've honored that. But this time, Margie asked, Anna's gone in Europe, and so there's an empty bed, and she didn't want to put her mother out, and so we got the I don't know that she's checking with her parents anymore, but she came up and stayed in Anna's room. So she was up in the shower as I left. So I'll get back and try to have a good breakfast and then be all set until dinner tonight. Well, Steve has babbled. You've listened to enough traffic noise for the day. And so, thanks for listening, everyone. Hope your running week goes well. And the temperatures are going to vary depending on where you are. Nobody out there in Southern California, except Adam. Not sure where he is down near San Diego, if he's close enough to the coast to get the coastal cooling, or if he is out inland where they are having brutal temperatures. So, all right, to everyone, Michael, Carlos. By the way, nice trim. A little shocking at first, I think. You did need a trim, but that almost down to stubble was quite different on my Facebook page or Facebook feed yesterday. But looks good. I know it'll fill in just fine. And to Kevin, Mr. Cincinnati, I hope all is well with you. Jim, keep on running. Don't let your heart stop beating. Keep on moving. All right. Well, from my corner to yours, take care, everybody, and we'll catch up soon.